go, baby! Let's go! I told y'all, Trump 2024! Make America great again! Let's go! Freedom!
Admittedly, the quality of the video and the quality of the sound is not ideal, but I think we get the idea. A very, very happy man who gave us the anthem of this election. Goodbye, Joe. Good morning and welcome, America, to the first day of a new dawn. It's been a very, very long national nightmare ever since 4 years ago when the election was stolen from Donald Trump in one of the most stunning political comebacks in history. Last night, he clinched a very convincing victory, not only winning the Electoral College handily, but apparently also the popular vote. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure, were very surprised by that. I was not, because if you follow Rasmussen polling or Rich Barris polling, they pretty much told you this was what's going to be happening. They've been telling you that for many months. If you look on the map there on the screen, early this morning, they're still not called Michigan and Arizona, although Trump is ahead in both, and I believe he will win both those states, giving him a total of 312 electoral votes, which is an electoral vote landslide. I might be a little groggy this morning because, like many people, I stayed up waiting for one of those blue wall states to get called. Trump was leading in Pennsylvania, and of course, a lot of us had that deja vu feeling that somehow something wasn't going to happen in the middle of the night and they were going to steal those states again. So we weren't going to go to bed this time. We made that mistake 4 years ago of going to bed thinking that Trump had it won, only to wake up and find out that it had been stolen. Around 1:20 in the morning, they called Pennsylvania, which gave him at least 270 electoral votes and the presidency. And then we had to wait up another hour before Trump was able to get to his headquarters and give his victory speech. Apparently, Kamala had gone home from her rally. There was no mention made that she has given any type of concession, even a phone call. I don't know if she's going to sober up this morning and realize she needs to do that, or if there's some sort of conspiracy afoot where they think they can somehow overturn this election. Good luck with that. Many of us have been working for the last 4 years to make this reality. I think the emotions of those of us who lived through the pandemic and were ostracized by the Biden administration policies as unvaccinated people, our freedoms curtailed, our constitutional rights thrown in the dumpster. We're all very, very happy to see this new Republican Party, which is truly now the Big Tent Party. And if you look at the numbers, it wasn't white people that put Donald Trump over the top. The white voters were about 70 or 71% of the electorate, but they were split maybe 55-45 for Trump. Well, that only gets you to about maybe 40% of the national vote. The way they won this election was making deep inroads into the Hispanic community, the Black community, the Jewish community, even the Arab American community. Maybe he didn't win all those, but he had historic results in all of those groups. And a lot of those people, especially the Blacks and Hispanics, are some of the most marginalized people in our society, some of the most downtrodden people in our society. And we owe them a tremendous debt of gratitude. I realize some just stayed home because they couldn't stomach Kamala. The figures seem to indicate that, at least in the battleground states, Trump was winning possibly 25% of the black men, maybe 15% of the black women. Overall, close to 20% of the black vote, which was 11% of the electorate. So that's an extra 2 points Trump got from the black community, and he did even better with the Hispanics. In some of the battleground states, he was winning the Hispanics by comfortable margins, and they actually outvoted the blacks in this election, comprising 12% of the electorate. If you look at maybe 40% or more of that 12%, that's another 6 points. So just between the blacks and the Hispanics, that was enough to put him over the top. I saw this coming because I'm a YouTube reactor. I follow rap music and I follow a lot of black and Hispanic reactors. I could see this coming a long ways off for the last couple of years. Reactions to Tom MacDonald, High Res, Trump Latinos, many artists who stuck their neck out against the prevailing narrative, stood up for what was right. Many reactors who braved the censorship and the shadow banning to fight for what was right. Now you see I'm wearing that fight t-shirt. In my mind, this is the photograph that won the election for Trump. I said so at the time. It's highly ironic that it's happened in Pennsylvania, and the state to finally give him the victory was Pennsylvania. Of course, that's our neighboring state to the south. I grew up in Pennsylvania. I spent my first 25 years there. A lot of my family still lives in Pennsylvania, and I know, especially in the suburban Philadelphia area where I grew up, Trump is not popular. People would risk having property damage or worse if they drove around with a Trump sticker on their car. But that great big rest of the state came out very strongly. And again, the black community in Philadelphia did not provide the normal cushion that the Democrats usually get that allows them to overcome the rural vote. I guess more than anything else, I want to welcome these new members of the Republican coalition. It doesn't matter what party you're registered with. What matters is how you vote. So many people came into the Republican tent, voted for President Trump, voted for the Republican senators so that he's now going to have a very comfortable working majority in Congress. And as far as I'm concerned, I will do everything I can to make sure that those people are not forgotten, that they're not taken for granted. Like, fortunately, the Democrats got in the habit of paying lip service to their minority, but not actually delivering much of anything except for war and inflation and illegal immigration. It came to the point where enough was enough. I'm very pleased that this new coalition, which you start at the top, you're looking at Robert Kennedy, what the great work that he's done for health, especially anti-COVID vaccine. Elon Musk obviously gets a very big credit for helping deliver this election to Trump. In fact, if he had not bought Twitter, that was probably the most critical event of the last 4 years. Without Twitter to have a counterpoint to all the propaganda in the media, I don't think this could have been done. Took 2 weeks out of his life and went on a campaign trail, mainly in Pennsylvania, and held his own rallies and did everything he could and put his money behind Trump campaign. This election is really a monument to Elon. He's not even from the United States. Speaking of which, I know that we have a lot of international viewers because I get comments from my friends in England, other countries around the world, Iceland, Scandinavia, Australia. I know that a lot of you are also celebrating today that you were pulling for America to get back on its feet and become great again. We thank you for your well wishes. But my main point is I just want to get on here. I'm not going to review any music today. I just want to say thank you to everyone that went out and worked so hard or came to the polls or donated to the cause or did a reaction video or produced music or a meme or wrote a Substack column. All those people together rose up and said, wait a second, America's not done. We're not ready to become a communist country. We want to be great again. And thank God for Donald Trump. And thank God that bullet missed, that he turned his head at the last minute. It's almost divine providence when you think about how close he came to dying on July 13th. So we're thankful to God, most of all, for sparing his life and allowing him to win this election and get America back on its feet and back moving in the right direction. Again, thanks to everybody, and I mean everybody, that had any little part in this. It's a great day, a new dawn for America.